And finally, confidence killer number 3. My videos look and sound like shit. Let me be straight with you about something. When you create an amateur video, it makes your business look amateur. That is a problem with video. You can write a blog post and put it on something that's kind of an amateurish looking website, but the content can still stand on its own and be read and be copied and pasted into a Word doc. If you just wrote something in a Word doc and sent it to somebody, nobody's going to say, this is an ugly Word doc. They're just going to read it and get the contents and the juiciness out of it, and they're going to understand your expertise. However, when you make a video that looks like amateur hour, that has that camcorder hum and just sounds like it was made in your backyard with your dad's old 8mm, it looks it, and it really can affect the quality and the level of how your brand is perceived by the people watching your videos. Luckily, there are some very simple things that we can do to fix this stuff. I'm going to share some of them with you now in order of cheapest to starting to get expensive. Number 1 is your framing. Nothing makes a video look more amateur than when it's framed poorly. You've heard me talk about this in the group. I'm just going to sort of gloss over it now the way I have in the group, but I'm going to get deeper into it further down when we get to filming, because I'm going to teach you some ways to really set up your framing so that your videos are just visually appealing. The background of your video should be something that is going to promote your brand. Now, obviously, my brand has nothing to do specifically with Batman or the Beatles or my kids' art, but these things are here specifically to give you, the viewer, a sense of me, the man. And they do. They tell you what I like. They tell you the things that are important to me. You can see that I'm a family person. You can see that I have really cool interests, and you can see that I have a collection of things, and maybe there's just some interest there, and maybe you don't even notice it. Maybe it just creates an overall vision, and it's just kind of nice. When you fix the framing so that it is a little bit more cinematic or just a little bit cleaner, what happens is the video is just more pleasing to watch. Number 2, which can also be free or can cost just a few bucks, would be the lighting. Now you notice I have lighting here, and further down in the course when we get to filming, I'm going to teach you specifically how to set up lighting. But you can start today by just playing around with the positions of lights in your room or in your studio or wherever it is that you're filming. The best light is sunlight. That is by far the nicest light. It is the most flattering light. And anything that you can do in sunlight, especially closest to sunset or sunrise, that is going to be the best light that you will ever have to film with. And if you can get it in through a window or something like that, it's just really flattering and really nice and gives you a nice soft, even glow to everything. And then also along with lighting is colors. You can see, like in this video right now, I have the sort of blue-orange look. It's a little bit cinematic. It also goes with my brand. My company is called Fuel Blue. That's the purpose of the blue in here. If you can create something in your videos where just sort of the overall color and the lighting, maybe yours should be more washed out and very light and pastel-y. Maybe they should be really dark and have a lot of undertones and grays. Maybe they should be very saturated colors, or maybe they should be very muted colors. These are sort of the things that you can start to think about to give your videos a visual quality that fits the brand image that you're trying to project. And we will get deeper into that further into the course. I touched upon this already, but the next one is sound quality. I'm not going to get too deep into sound quality right now because, again, that will be further into the course. I want to really teach you how to get a good microphone, how to get really good sound quality out of your videos. At this point, I would just like you to understand how important sound is for 2 reasons. I've said this one in the group many times. If you have sound where it's clipping or it's making that sound, or it's just really bad audio quality, or there's a lot of wind, it's annoying to people's ears. It's just hard to listen to that, and if you're wearing earbuds, it can even hurt, especially if you're hitting the high range of the decibels in the recording. It doesn't matter lowering the volume because it just has a tinny quality that is annoying to your eardrums even at a low volume, and people just won't want to listen to it. So it can hurt their ears and they'll stop. What I don't normally mention in the free group is that there's also just the sound of certain cameras. Smartphones don't really have this sound, but if you've ever watched home movies back, especially with camcorders from earlier in the 2000s, they sort of had a hum. And anytime you watched a video that was made with these camcorders, that hum was evident, and you could hear it. Also, you probably just heard my dog walking across the ceiling. Now, normally in here, if I could, I would have redone that, but since she walked across just at the part that I was talking about amateur sound, I figured I'd keep it. Thanks. But that hum sometimes from the internal microphones, they just have a certain quality, and people are picking up on it to the point where it sounds amateur. And amateur sound, amateur looks, amateur lighting, and amateur framing make your entire business look amateur. When I started adding much more emphasis on video in my business, I wanted to sort of just teach people how to do what they could with their iPhones. And I thought that that was going to be the direction that I wanted to go in. So I went and I got a better microphone for my iPhone just so that I could get that better audio quality. And I got some lenses and I got some things that just sort of made iPhone videography a little bit more cinematic. But I eventually outgrew that. In fact, I outgrew it pretty quickly because I realized I wanted to get better and better quality out of my videos. And then I moved into the DSLR space. Now, further in the course, I'm going to be teaching you how I did that step by step, and I'm also going to lay out different levels of equipment that you can get. If you want to stick with your phone and the very cheap stuff, you can make great quality videos with that. If you want to go all the way up to like DSLRs and super high-end pro microphones and stuff like that, you can do that as well. But the point of this video isn't hurry up and run out and get a DSLR. The point is that the more amateur your videos look, the more it can sort of knock down your confidence, because you're realizing on some level that it looks amateurish, and that's not what you want to present for your business. You're not trying to be the amateur guy who just tricks people and gets their money so that you can do a crappy job for them. You want to do the best job you can do. You want to present the best foot that you can, and you want to deliver the best product or service that you can. But if your videos aren't on that level, then on some level you're going to know that, and it's going to diminish your confidence in your ability to tell your own story. So I would consider this video more of an introduction to the things that I want to dive into in complete modules. I want to get more into how to get that great sound. I want to get more into how to get that great lighting. And there's going to be an entire course here on how to frame your videos so that they can look cinematic and professional, even if all you're using is an iPhone.